second game of your Wednesday triple header will feature two outstanding teams in the TNT Tropang Giga and the San Miguel Beermen, with the action still coming to you from the Don Honore Ventura State University Gym. And it will be a high-stakes showdown between two of the top teams in the PBA. We hope that you were already able to catch your breath after that amazing game between the Magnolia Hotshots and the NLEX Road Warriors. And we thank you once again for hanging out with us. I'm Carlo Pamintuan with Vince Season. When Junmar Fajardo goes up against the TNT Katropa, when SMB faces off against TNT, you always expect a great one.
Oh, it's obviously a possible future playoff situation here. These two might meet each other. So we're going to have playoff atmosphere even here in the elimination round. Like you said, both of these teams are real pillars, and two of the strongest teams. One's in first place at TNT at 6-0, and San Miguel in fourth at 3-2.
TNT's last game was another victory, and it was the biggest challenge so far in their campaign here in the Honda PBA Philippine Cup 2021, because it was against the Magnolia Hotshots Pambansang Manok. That game was for the #1 spot in the standings, and it was a defensive masterpiece coming from TNT, limiting Magnolia to only 76 points in that ballgame.
Nothing easy. They didn't give anything easy, and it was really only some great shooting at especially the end of the game by Kelly Williams that really sort of bailed them out and spurred them on to victory. Numbers are very similar, except for the three-point field goals. TNT 10 out of 31, Magnolia only 1 out of 15. And when you shoot well, that really opens things up for guys like Mikey Williams and the Blur.
San Miguel Beer suffered a surprising defeat in their last game against the Terra Firma G, the start of Terra Firma's 3-game victory. But you know what? It still looked good for SMB in the sense that Terence Romeo returned. He looked as good as he did in their first game. Junmar Fajardo is starting to dominate once again. So we believe that it's only a matter of time before SMB finally catches, a good wave heading into the latter stage of the elimination round.
Yeah, when you have a motor as big as San Miguel's motor, if I were to give you the analogy of an engine, the engine got going and then it had some problems, but now it's going again and going strong. They did lose that game versus Terra Firma, a very amazing Terra Firma performance. They really surprised a lot of people. San Miguel, was not, very much wanting in most departments. Surprisingly, San Miguel lost in rebounds. They had more turnovers, points from turnovers, and bench points. Not the usual San Miguel Beer team we're used to seeing. I'm sure they'll be, tweaked and ready to go for this big game today, though.
Your starters, Cerruera, Mikey Williams, Kelly Williams, Rosario, and Pagoy for TNT, Romeo Ros, Fajardo, Santos, and Lassiter for the San Miguel Beermen. Still no Alex Cabagnot, who is still nursing a knee injury. But you know what? Terence Romeo has proven to be, a big-time scorer, as he has led this team in scoring in the two games that he actually played.
Well, he's that good. I mean, we all know who T-Rome is. He's a scorer. He's a flashy guy. He gets things going. But what's really nice about his game is he's really changed his game in the sense that he can play the guy who controls everybody else. He's a really kind of steady point guard in that respect.
And we start things off as that tip-off is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Troy Rosario down low. The short fadeaway jumper is good against Arvin Santos. So the players who jumped it off, Kelly Williams and Arvin Santos, just so much history between those two former MVPs.
Like a decade and plus
more,
and change.
More.
Yeah, I think they know each other's games pretty well. But again, both of these guys relying on a lot of, smarts, playing real heady, and really taking advantage of whatever weaknesses they can see in the opponent.
Now, first off, it's good to see Kelly Williams on the floor again, because he actually went down with something, clutching his ankle late in that game against Magnolia. Looks like it was indeed just cramps, as he is, performing here against the San Miguel Beermen. He will have a tough night at the office trying to control Junmar Fajardo and battling against Moala Tautu off the bench as well.
Not going to be easy, but if there's anyone up to the challenge, it's Kelly Williams.
So no Jason Castro again to start the ball game. Troy Rosario overshoots the mark on this turnaround jumper. But, you know, injuries will happen in the PBA, of course. It's basketball, it's a contact sport. But the injury suffered by Junmar Fajardo is something, you know, so difficult to bounce back from.
It was bad. It was really a bad leg injury that he had. But again, the good thing is he's had time to, you know, really rest it and go through all the therapy and all those things to get it strong and healthy again.
And then another part of it, Vince, of course, you know this to be true. When you injure a body part, it takes a while for you to recover physically, and then the mental aspect might just be as challenging.
Exactly. That's why, you know, coming back, they didn't rush anything. They made sure he was good and ready. They put him on a, you know, a limits restriction as well, just to make sure he felt good and nothing was hurting.
Why no one would guard Marcio Lassiter coming down the court is something that I cannot believe, as he just casually walked up for that three-point shot.
Do you think they'd leave like a Steph Curry wide open going up? 'Cause, I mean, that's the effect of, you know, leaving somebody open. It's called made shots.
That is as basic as a layup for Marcio Lassiter as San Miguel takes a 3-2 lead against TNT. He has the height advantage against Mikey Williams, so let's see how this matchup will pan out. No size mismatch here. Two guards against Junmar Fajardo, and somehow they made it work.
Good D. Very active hands once again by TNT, forcing Junmar and San Miguel into a TO. That means turnover, not timeout.
Coach Vince, what can you say about the defense of TNT? Because they've been limiting their opponents. You know, what has been working out for them?
Well, again, they play very similar to Magnolia. Very hard-nosed, on-ball defense is something they really work on. And, you know, when it comes to passing lanes, they don't let you have anything easy. They force you to get the ball farther and farther away from the basket. And last but not least, when it comes to the big guys, they really body you up well. Nice position defense. Wide open.
Misconnection there. Junmar was already waiting for a possible rebound, but he was wide open down low with Kelly Williams out of the picture.
Just a sorry miscue there. He had a wide open layup if he would have just looked at the ball.
Up and down basketball we're witnessing so far, as this ball will go back to the TNT Tropang Giga. Terence Romeo asking for a foul. Referee is not biting. Look at this once again. Junmar was literally all alone in the shaded area.
Wide open. All he had to do was just grab it, put it up. Or even if it's one-on-one. We already know Junmar's got the obvious advantage against anybody one-on-one in this league.
Sloppy passing coming from TNT early, and this will be an easy basket for Terence Romeo.
Good unselfish pass from Chris Ross and T-Rome, the scorer. Thus far, a little bit of sloppy defense, I would say, for TNT, compared to especially to their last game against Magnolia, where they were amazing.
Caruela drives against his former teammate Fajardo. Quick forward pass to Arvin Santos. They rarely run, but when they do, it often leads to good things.
Yeah, they aren't known for a lot of fast break points, but you know, when they do get those obvious breakaways or, you know, one-on-one plays, they're going to go for it.
Playing the percentages and going on the attack. Mikey Williams flips the pass. Another poor pass.
Miscue there.
That's 3 turnovers now. Very early in this ball game against TNT Tropang Giga.
Those are tough passes to catch because, you know, it went right in the middle of two offensive guys. And if you don't talk well and say my ball or you get it or what, miscommunications happen, turnovers happen.
Quick substitution for Coach Shot Reyes. In comes JP Eram for Kelly Williams. Romeo versus Rosario. They've done this so many times in the past as teammates with TNT, with Gilas Filipinas, but Romeo comes out ahead as he knocks down that difficult jumper.
That's a 6-foot guard going against a 6'8" agile guy. Advantage on Romeo on that one, though.
Solid defense so far
Yeah.
for the San Miguel Beermen.
There goes Mikey Williams challenging the defense of the Kraken. I think he realized that's a big boy out there. Blocked the shot out of bounds.
So this is a 9-2 run actually for the San Miguel Beermen. As R.R. Pagoy uncorks and hits nothing on that three-point attempt.
Again, you got to wonder, like I said, even in the last game, it's only been, a couple days since the last really tough game that TNT played against Magnolia. So you always have to wonder what kind of shape they're in. I hope they've been hitting the weight room and ride the stationary bike and doing all those other things to stay in shape.
Terence Romeo against Rosario once again. TNT is switching on the ball screens. Another three-point shot. This time won't work for Romeo. Mikey Williams pushing. Rosario losing control of the basketball as Chris Ross takes it away from him. Tenacious defense as usual for Chris Ross.
It looked like for sure TNT was going to go in for an easy dose. But Chris Ross, being the defensive master that he is, just getting that loose ball.
And it's now an 11-0 run for the San Miguel Beermen, capped by this layup for Terence Romeo against the defense of Mikey Williams. 11-2 is the count in SMB's favor, as this time out is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. The very fluid situation on the ground, of course, brought about by the health and safety protocols, will mean that some teams will be able to take advantage of the strength of their schedule. Why do we say that? Because both these teams played last Wednesday. And then TNT played Friday, and then TNT played Sunday again. The San Miguel Beermen did not play any game after that Wednesday loss with Terra Firma Jeep. So it's not exactly a surprise that they will have the fresher legs in this early going against TNT. But on the flip side of that, it just means that SMB will have to chase those games at some point in the future as well.
Yeah, so one day it'll come back to, I don't know, maybe haunt them perhaps, but you're looking at, two teams that are obviously top echelon teams, just with different, legs as far as being rested or not. Look at this nice play by Marshall Lasseter. And, a very telling stat right here is pretty obvious. San Miguel with a big advantage on points off turnovers, 0-9. So if Talking Text turns the ball over, it's like an easy 2 for San Miguel, seemingly on the other end of the court.
Again, legs playing into a factor. They can defend a little better, run a little faster, because those are tough games for TNT, especially that one against Magnolia.
Yeah.
They also battled the Meralco Bolts, who were coming in hot into that matchup. And of course, also defeated the Blackwater Bossing in their first game in Pampanga. 13-0 run now, as SMB is just getting anything and everything they want out of the offense. That'll be a loose ball foul against Rosario.
They've really tried to expose what they feel is a mismatch for them. Sure, Rosario a little more athletic at this point in his career than perhaps Arwin Santos, but that time the grizzled vet Arwin playing up a wonderful defensive setup there.
Junmar now posting up against Eram. Fajardo, the 6-time MVP, making his move. Great defense there, but Arwin Santos wiggles free, and Junmar has always been a patient operator and an unselfish passer of the post.
Yeah, he doesn't need to force anything, and he usually won't. Unless it's game time, winning time. Ooh, and another turnover for Talk and Text. Ooh, nice block there by Mikey Williams. But yeah, just a little bit off, a little bit flat is TNT in these early goings.
7 minutes already gone by in the first quarter. And it has flown right by us because of the speed that SMB is playing with. Only 2 points in the ball game. Make that an 18-0 run now for SMB.
Wow. Just stellar performance from them. Let's see what TNT can do to stop the onslaught of the Beermen. Oh, that'll help. I'm showing his range once again. He hit one of those. It was a step back in the last game from right about the same spot. His confidence is up from the outside.
Yep, and that important three-point shot helped seal the deal for TNT against Magnolia Hotshots as Terence Romeo could not get it back on the other side. Ball will go back to Tropang Giga.
And Ryan Reyes inserted into the lineup. He had a big things happen because of him in the last game. And there's Mikey Williams to get things going for his team as well. So just when you thought they couldn't do much, here they go.
Quick 5-0 spurt for the TNT Tropang Giga. Three-point shot coming from JP Eram, and this pull-up jumper from Mikey Williams is enough for Coach Leo Austria to request a timeout. His team still ahead by double digits, 18-7, with 4 minutes, 7.9 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Terence Romeo played in the first game for the San Miguel Beermen. Suffered an injury, unfortunately, but then upon his return, he was still terrific. 28 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists, an all-around performance coming from Terence.
Big numbers from him, and he's showing that, not showing any signs, I should say, of that knee injury that he had. He looks really good. It's not bothering him, and he's an integral part of San Miguel's offense.
Runner not working this time around for Marcio Lassiter as the bench players start to come in for SMB with Mo Tautua and CJ Perez. We call them bench players, but we all know that they could start for any other team in the PBA today. They are that good. As another nice pass coming from Mikey Williams, but Ross is there to stop the play from developing.
Another quick hands by Ross. You know, looking at the lineups of both of these teams, you could easily say who's the starting five, who's second team, who's the last few, because all of them are super talented.
Speaking of talented, off the bench points for Mo Tautua, because you have Mo Tautua and CJ Perez coming off the bench for SMB. You have JP Eram and Jason Castro coming off the bench for TNT.
They're like super franchise players wherever they would go. But here, they're part of the 12.
JP Eram, this three won't bounce in, and that will be a loose ball foul against Arwin Santos, it looks like.
Tried to hold the arm of Ryan Reyes. Let's look at this. They might be about the same height, but boy, Aram giving him about 20, 30 pounds there. A lot of strength by big Mo Tautua's left-handed little jump hook.
And Mo has been really working on finishing with that left hand as Mikey Williams goes for another pull-up jumper. Good again.
Doing some good work in these early goings. Mikey Williams, really exciting guard for the Tropang Giga.
CJ Perez to the corner, Lassiter for three, no good. But Moala Tautua chases down the loose ball. Eximiniano also in the ball game for the TNT Tropang Giga. for that defensive presence.
Yeah.
He'll put him in front of CJ Perez to try and slow him down.
Damiano not getting a lot of TikTok in the last game, but I'm sure that was a ploy of Coach Chat Reyes to get him ready to go against these really amazing guards for San Miguel.
Jason Castro will earn 2 free throws for that aggressive attack to the hoop. So it looks like the TNT Tropang Giga were able to calm themselves down after trying to weather that early storm coming from SMB.
Again, this is a championship caliber team that's undefeated, a lot of pride, and they definitely know how to win, and they know when to sort of press a button and say, hey guys, we're not doing it yet, let's play.
Of course, when you have the leader on the floor in Jason Castro, who just demands everyone to play at a high level.
Yeah. The highest level. This guy is amazing. The Blur.
Who has home court advantage because
this is where he went to high school.
Yep. Literally the home court of Jason Castro. Moto Tua making his move against Boy Eram.
And
another strong drive.
Yeah, I expect them to keep going at that until they can figure out how to stop him. Just a big moose in there.
Completely erasing JP Eram from that situation. Another jumper for Mikey Williams, not this time. That's a push against Ryan Reyes. Got caught with it. Second team foul only, not a problem for TNT Tropang Giga. Not a lot of fouls committed in this first quarter, and that's why, you know, we've been playing at a very good pace here in the first 10 minutes of this ball game.
As we look at the smile of Coach Leo Austria.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Behind the mask?
He smiles with his eyes.
Saw it with the smizing? He was smizing?
They call it smile with your eyes. Smilesy. Such a success story. Ever since he came into the San Miguel fold, they've known nothing but championships pretty much.
CJ Perez trying to invent a shot after that. After he got caught there in no man's land as the ball will go back to the TNT Tropang Giga. Down by 12 points right now. Only one starter each for TNT and SMB. RR Pagoy for TNT and Chris Ross for the Beermen. This play not yet developing. It Maximiliano for 3. That won't work. Battle for the loose ball. Picked up by Gamalinda.
Boyarum still not down court.
Oh! Big collision there as we swing to the side of TNT. Castro with a nice dish. Maximiliano could not finish.
Sorry, missed there. Had it open. Got to make those shots, especially when you're down by 12.
Fouls on number 17, Jason Castro. Substitution, Terrace Romeo for Chris Ross.
And if you're Maximiliano, you feel bad first because you missed the shot. Second, because you let Jason Castro down.
Yeah.
Because he set that play up perfectly.
Sorry, Kuya. My fault. It won't happen again. But we already know that Maximiliano is one of the most stellar defensive gym players you can find out there. You need a shutdown type of defender. That's your guy.
CJ Perez with a quick
that
move.
Should be a charge. Easy call.
Yep. The Blur found position. He was there a long while waiting for CJ Perez to attack.
Yeah.
There. Yep.
That's pretty obvious. And you know, when you're known as the Blur, everything else is in slow motion. So he saw him coming a mile away.
22-10, still a 12-point lead for the San Miguel Beermen. Of a fiery start on their offense. Castro being hounded by Tautua. Hooks the pass to Ryan Reyes for 3. Won't work. And JP Eram taps it out of bounds. Ball will go back to the Beermen.
You know, he did that a few times in the last game against Magnolia where he'd tip it to one of his teammates. He did a good job, but that one just went a little too far to the left. Turnover.
Last shot time for the Beermen. 2 fouls to give up for the TNT defense. Won't be able to use them as Terence Romeo pulls the trigger quickly.
There's nobody better in this league at freezing defenders in their tracks than Terrence Romeo, and just then he came up with a really nice pop and stop.
Rock solid performance coming from the Beermen as they lead 24-10 against the TNT Tropang Giga.
And the PBA also represents Firefly, the trusted mighty partner of the PBA.
Terrence Romeo so far so good, already with 8 points and 4 of 7 from the field in the first quarter of action. This guy is a lot of things, but shy is not one of them.
Definitely not. And T. Rome has been terrific for his team. Again, not showing any signs of that knee injury he suffered in the beginning. It looked like they're going to get Big Mo for elbowing Poy Aram at the post. Of course, he wants the ball. The last 2 times he's got the ball at the mid post or low block, he's scored. So he just wants to keep doing it.
It's something that Moala Tautua still needs to overcome because, you know, JP Aram was clearly trying to get a reaction off of him.
And he got it. Pretty obvious call there. Nice crossover by Mikey.
Kib Montalvo, corner pocket 3 ball is good. Good opening for the TNT Tropang Giga, at least here in the second quarter. As we thank you once again for watching here on PBA Rush. Carlo Pamintuan with Vince the Prince. He's on the call. Passed a little off for Tautua, but he makes his move. Blocked by Pogoy.
That was Roger Pogoy who just denied Big Mo at the top. What a block.
Oh, that's soft now, bro. Don't call it soft. No one wants to see that.
Mo Tautua might receive a warning here. Yes, very active, very vocal also.
That's what you expect. He's got a lot of passion.
Uh-huh.
He loves to play this game and he wants to win. And he has high expectations of himself and the players on his team.
Referees as well, because that message was for them. Jason Castro draws the foul. Yep. Von Pesumal was still moving. Was not able to set his feet as Castro draws the blocking foul.
It was good effort, but again, for the blur, everybody else is in slow motion. So if he sees you there, he has this way of, you know, it's almost like a movie where he can just kind of bionically go to the left just a little bit to get that block instead of the charge.
Because you have 2 opportunities to stop the blur. First is to do it faster than he does, which is very tough.
Difficult.
Second is to guess where he's going and get there first.
And the third, pray.
If all else fails, if all else fails.
But all you can do, he's that good.
Terrence Romeo drives baseline, one-hander, gets the friendly bounce. He is on automatic in this ball game.
Wow, people will never realize how hard that is. I challenge you to go outside if it's not raining where you are and go try that shot, see how hard it is. The soft touch that T. Rome has.
Oh, terrific pass,
gets
but
the block
much
too.
better defense coming from Romeo.
Nice block, timed it perfectly. Blocking Calvo right at the bottom of the backboard there.
Already a gorgeous backdoor play for TNT, swallowed away by Terrence Romeo. 3-point shot for Tautua. Won't work, rebound Williams. Quickly onto the other side, RR Pogoy. Won't force the issue as TNT will set up. Mikey against Pesumal. 3-point shot off the step back. Nothing there. Rebound for Perez.
Doing a lot of dancing on the top. Look at that, points in the paint. 0 for Talking Text. 18 for San Miguel. Big advantage.
You can say that,
Yeah.
and that is why they're up. Oh, that's a clear foul. That's just a shove coming from JP Eram. He knew he was beaten off the first step.
Foul is on number 7, Boyana. His first.
I can't beat you, but I can beat you up. Really hit Mo hard there. Mo hits the deck, and that's not an easy thing to do to make that big guy go tumbling.
Extended minutes already for JP Eram as he came in quickly for Kelly Williams in the first quarter. And just as we say that, Kelly Williams checks back in, seeing that Eram was already laboring for breath. Coach Shot Reyes will give Eram a quick break here.
One thing he wants to do is keep Kelly Williams, who's played so well, especially in the last game, as fresh as possible. Because coming off the cramps, I think he also had foul problems as well towards the end of the ball game. So just trying to keep him as fresh and non-foul prone as possible.
Pogoy was able
Bam.
to draw the foul, make Bam Gamalinda wide on that fake.
He's saying no, but he jumped. And the simple fact that he jumped opened the door to Roger Pogoy to lean into him, get just that little bit of friction contact that the referee blew the whistle on.
Subdivisions. Marshall Lester from Bam Jim Marshall.
So it looks like Coach Leo Austria likes matching up Junmar Fajardo against Kelly Williams. Because right after Kelly returned to the ball game, Junmar was quick to follow.
The chess match of the coaches continues. And
Wow, 2 misses coming from Pogoy.
that's not his norm. Especially down by this margin, you would think they would focus a little more on making those free throws.
Defensive rebound for Pesumal. Nice pass to CJ Perez with another set of points inside the paint for SMB.
Thus far, San Miguel just a little bit quicker getting to those loose balls, those offensive boards. And Pesumal made him pay with that nice dime.
Good pass to the corner, but Pogoy could not take advantage, could not sink the triple. No flow just yet on offense for the TNT Tropang Giga.
Been kind of a one and done type of set. They get every time they get the ball, just taking outside shots. And do stuff like that right there. Do some nice high-low action, find their big inside. That time, T. Rome able to spot the Kraken inside.
It's just cherry picking for Junmar, too easy for him. Kelly Williams from the outside, he was perfect last game, misses his first look from downtown against the Beermen. Duty foul given up by Jason Castro to slow down San Miguel Beermen.
Look at this pass once again by Pesumal. Wow. Didn't even look.
Do you think that was going to CJ Perez or Junmar Fajardo?
Are you asking me or are you asking him? 'Cause I'm sure he'll say he meant to do everything exactly the way it happened.
I thought Pesumal was eyeing Fajardo, and then all of a sudden CJ Perez was there.
It's called looking away.
All that matters is that they got 2 points from it, 31-13. Utter domination coming from the Beermen of the #1 team in the league so far.
That's absolutely right. TNT's unblemished record in jeopardy if they keep going on this track.
Good stop at least coming from TNT, but they will have to figure out a way to put points on the board here. Montalvo for 3. That's a good
big
start.
Shot. He's been a shot in the arm for them off the bench. Really an asset.
Plays good defense. Can shoot from the outside. Kib Montalvo inching them a little closer. 31-16 is the council in favor of SMBS. This timeout is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. of the big reasons why the TNT Tropang Giga have remained undefeated in your Honda PBA Philippine Cup 2021 is the effort of their twin towers, Troy Rosario and JP Eram. Game in and game out, you can expect pretty much the same numbers from these two. Double-double for Troy Rosario, just under for JP Eram.
You know, while TNT guards usually get most of the focus on the offense, it doesn't mean their bigs are less important. These two guys, T. Rose and Poi Aram, are definitely TNT's twin towers, and they usually can get the job done.
Well, the problem is the bigs of TNT have not put anything inside the shaded area. 22-0 in points inside the paint in favor of the San Miguel Beermen. Now the Tropang Giga are hoping that their guards will be able to power their offense from the outside. Mikey Williams, defense all over him, almost a traveling violation again, Mikey. Kelly Williams, still nothing in the shaded lane for TNT.
TNT just looking a little off, as expected, if you ask me, in this first. Oh, I think it'll be an 8-second violation. T. Rome not realizing. Took a little too long to get the ball past half court.
Credit all of that to Kib Montalvo, who stayed in front of Romeo to bother him just enough to force that violation.
Yeah, I actually do give credit to Montalvo. He's hit those shots. He's played pretty good defense against Romeo. He's not a guy you can take lightly. He's done his job, and he's played his role to the hilt.
14 seconds to shoot.
Romeo will take a break. Ross re-enters the contest. Williams attacking middle. The layup won't work still. Rosario tapping it, trying to win back possession, and the loose ball foul is called against Rosario. Interesting call.
Interesting.
That's his second.
And T. Rose, much to his chagrin, just started running up court saying, what?
And then admitted, mine.
Okay,
Yep.
I did it.
Let's move forward. Approaching now the midway mark of our second quarter in a ball game that has been dominated by the offense. The arsenal of the San Miguel Beermen again. Too easy.
Layups. It's just layup practice for Fajardo. Once he gets it down that low, who can stop him? Nobody.
It looks like the defense of TNT is trapping the guard as they turn the ball over once again. They have the numbers here. Arwin Santos with the pass down low. Chris Ross reverse layup won't work. CJ Perez, second effort, third effort, still nothing there, but he will have a chance to earn his points from this try.
Well, one thing is for sure, TNT is going to get a long conversation at halftime about the performance that they've had. Coach Chaudhry just, excellence is what he's after. And not just in the way you play, but the way you really give your effort. And I'm sure he's going to really push them. This guy has a chance, Dave Marcelo, of really helping their cause. He's a big guy who can maybe play defense pretty good against Junmar and hit those open shots.
Oh, that is a capital sin there. Allowing the free throw shooter to get his own miss of the second.
That is. That ranks up there with like murder, all the capital sins.
Yep. Oh.
Just gotta block out.
Dave Marcelo will try to erase that mistake. Still nothing on the inside for the Tropang Giga. CJ Perez on the break. No good. But even the rebounding is being won by the Beermen.
Yeah, just be a little bit quicker to the ball. Oh, that's a pretty easy call. Good defense by Dave Marcelo, fronting the crack, and not an easy thing. And when they tried to do a high-low action over the top to Junmar, he pushed off a little bit.
Quick stint for Dave Marcelo. Looks like that missed rebound. It's a little too much to, mentally overcome.
Yeah, coaches don't like those things. Like you said, it's a mental error. Just didn't, they call it being hooked up. You got to be hooked up. You got to be ready. Be plugged in, ready to go as soon as you come in the ball game.
Oh, the quick hands of Chris Ross, and then quickly forward. You can't review out-of-bounds situations at this point. can only do it in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. 35-16. The San Miguel Beermen just getting anything and everything they want.
Oh, over the top. Just not paying attention. Another mental breakdown right there. That time coming from Alejandro. Just a simple over-the-top pass to, I think it was Chris Ross. Sorry, to CJ Perez.
Vince, going back to the point we made earlier, is it just a matter of SMB having better legs at this stage?
I think it's a combination. Their legs are fresh, and TNT's legs they've been used and abused pretty good the other day. Again, a very, very tough matchup they had. Very defensive-oriented game that really takes so much out of you.
Well, luckily for TNT, CJ Perez is missing on his opportunities to score from the stripe. So Brian Aruela comes up empty from deep. SMB will go on the run. CJ Perez, still nothing there, struggling from the field even. But no flow on offense for TNT. Brian Aruela goes the other side. Short jumper off the glass is good.
Okay. The banks are open. Ruelas, generally you're going to be your guy to start at point. That's the way it's been in recent times anyways for Coach Chuck. But really a guy you can depend on to give his best effort. He's deceptively strong and quick.
Fajardo now against Eram one-on-one. Double team comes for him. Cross-court pass to CJ. Perez attacks. Layup is good.
He made sure of that one. He's missed a couple chippies he thought he should have made, but he missed. That one he made sure it went in the basket.
37-18. Big 19-point lead for the San Miguel Beermen. Mikey Williams to Montalvo. Pulls the trigger from deep. No good. Rebound Ruela. Montalvo will try again. Still nothing there, but they will get another look at it. Mikey Williams from the other side. That's good.
If at first you don't succeed, just keep trying. And, this is a big-time gut check to see, this is a huge gap already, 16 points. But, Talking Tex, if anybody can come back, it's Talking Tex. But they're really being pushed. See right there? Nice 5-point swing for them.
37 timeout, San Miguel Beermen.
Forces San Miguel to call a timeout now.
And believe it or not, Vince, those are the first points inside the shaded area for TNT. With only 3 minutes and about 2 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Well, again, signs of life, signs of good things to come as well.
Our tournament format, 11 games for all the teams. Top 8 will advance into the playoffs. Top 2 will have twice the beat advantage against number 7 and number 8. The middle of the pack teams will be engaged in the best of 3 quarterfinals. You have a best of 7 semis and a best of 7 finals before we crown the champions of your Honda PBA Philippine Cup 2021.
I don't know about you, but I love the fact that it's a single round robin. So every game is superbly important. You cannot rest at all because every game, like I said, has implications going forward. And for me, the big thing is this turnaround time. This is like something I've never seen here in the PBA, where you have so little time. You have so many intense games, so many physical battles, and it really challenges, first of all, the players to play at the highest level and sustain it. Secondly, the coaches really have to make use. You have no choice but to go deeper into your rotation, maybe even the entire roster, to keep everybody fresh.
You have a timeout on the floor. Back in a bit as the San Miguel Beermen are up by 14 points against the Tropang. The offense has really yet to pick up for the TNT. Tropang Giga only scored 10 points in the first quarter. They only have 13 here in the second. And the San Miguel Beermen have also slowed down a little bit in the second as well, as we thank you once again for joining us here on PBA Rush. Carlo Pamintuan with Vince Hizon. Finally, we've recovered from that monster of a ball game we just covered with the NLEX Road Warriors taking a double overtime loss to the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots. This is the second game of our triple header, and then after this, we still have Barangay Ginebra going up against the Rain or Shine Elazo Painters in what should be another entertaining battle. So a full day of basketball action served up for you here in PBA Rush. Brian Aruela for 3. He knocks it down as Chris Ross comes up hobbling after that ball screen.
He really hit that screen hard. He's still on the ground. Hasn't gotten up yet. They call it getting your bell rung. He definitely, you could hear the bell from here. He's complaining about the screen, kind of blind.
But now TNT starting to hum a little bit, only down by 12.
Yeah, exactly. And Chris Ross really, like I said, not primarily known for his offense. He's more of a defensive guy. Of course, he'll score if you give it to him. But he's already got 5 boards and 2 assists in this ball game.
We say that, and yet he is one of the rare players who managed to score 10 triples in a ball game in the PBA, of course.
When he gets going, like I said, don't leave him open.
Yep.
That's called keeping him honest. Oh, that was a
poor pass coming from JP Eram as Chris Ross leaves the ball to Lassiter. Marcio makes his way to the hoop for 2 and gets his end-on opportunity.
It all started with good defense. First, they forced the steal, they got the ball back, and then they went hard to the basket. You cannot make those kind of mistakes against these top-tier teams. You know, it's the same side is same thing for the other, side as well. If San Miguel turns the ball over and don't expect things to happen to them, Talking Tex will also make you pay.
Of course, if you're Kib Montalvo, you're giving up a couple of inches and all that experience against Marcio Lassiter. It's tough to stay in front of him.
Not easy, for sure. Marcio's one of the premier shooters. Ross gets hit by another screen trying to go around it. Nice
Good pass down low. JP Eram, bothered by the presence of Junmar Fajardo, ends up missing that baby hook.
Got to make those inside stabs. But the good thing is they're challenging. They're going up for it. Some teams, they're afraid to go against the likes of Junmar.
Fajardo down low. Makes a space, well defended by Eram, as TNT will go on the attack here.
That's probably the best D you can play against Junmar. You have one guy going high, one guy going low. And if you get that steal like that, that's a one.
Eruela to the corner. Montalvo open for 3. No good. Putback is money for Troy Rosario.
Again, so much pride from these Tropang Giga. Again, they are undefeated, so they're not going to go gently into that good night. That's for sure.
A couple of stops, couple of baskets, and they will be right back into this. Heading into the third quarter. Chris Ross likes this matchup. Good hands coming from Eruela.
They know each other pretty well. They've defended each other in practice a few thousand times, so they know each other's moves.
4.5 seconds in the shot clock for the San Miguel Beermen. This will have to be quick. Romeo, corner 3. Tough shot, no good. Mikey Williams rushing down court. Troy Rosario, same spot.
Just a baseline magician. I always say that about Rosario. He's at his best when he gets the ball somewhere underneath the basket, underneath the backboard.
6-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. TNT does not have a foul to give. Quick move coming from Terence. Goes for the crossover. Double team comes for him, and that leaves Arwin Santos open down low. Mikey Williams rushing. Wants to beat the buzzer. Took it a little too early there. So after leading by as many as 19 points, the San Miguel Beermen will settle for a 13-point advantage. It was a hot start coming from the Beermen, the 5-time defending Philippine Cup champions who lost the title last year inside the PBA bubble, want to climb the mountain once again. Standing in their way right now in this ball game, the undefeated TNT Tropang Giga, who will have a lot to talk about heading into the halftime break as they find themselves down by 13, 43-30 as we head into the halftime break. The San Miguel Beermen are currently enjoying a 13-point advantage, 43-30 against the league-leading TNT Tropang Giga, who have yet to be defeated in this entire elimination round of your Honda PBA Philippine Cup 2021. It was a wicked start for the Beermen. It was something expected as they had the fresh legs. In the same span where the Beermen played only one game, a loss to the Terra Firma Jeep, the TNT Tropang Giga played 3 games against Blackwater, Meralco, and Magnolia. So the hot start was not exactly a surprise, especially with Terence Romeo leading the charge for the San Miguel Beermen in the first quarter.
Yeah, you could see Talkentek's just not quite as quick-footed as you could see, getting exasperated there by the very quick feet of CJ Perez, going in for the easy stroll for the 2.
Mikey Williams, though, started to step up in the second quarter, and then they were able to get offense from the other players, especially inside the shaded area, something that they were not able to do a single time in the first quarter, as they started to really chip in on the advantage of SMB, enough to pull a little bit closer, but you can see just the rebounding battle and the points inside the paint, as these halftime stats are brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
Huge disparity on pretty much all the numbers. They're shooting much better, 46% as to 30% for TNT. Rebounding plus 10 for San Miguel, plus 8, and 6 of those are from Chris Ross. I think you mentioned that. Great defensive first half for him. Points in the paint, 32-6. Tremendous advantage once again for San Miguel. And points off turnovers, 20-5. So actually, you look at 13 points down, that's not bad if you look at the stats.
That is true, and that is why it was important for TNT to still finish that first half on a good note. As you can see, the leading scorers of this ball game, 10 apiece already for Romeo and Lassiter, Santos with 7, Perez off the bench with 6, and Fajardo has 5. Rosario leading TNT with 8, alongside Williams with 7. Mikey, that is, Kip Montalvo, Eruela, and Eram. Jason Castro noticeably absent from the list of leading scorers. Chris Ross is only the 6th player in history to reach 900 steals. I don't think it was something that he expected to accomplish in the first half of this ball game with 6 steals.
That's an amazing stat, 6 steals in a half, and what an amazing honor for Chris Ross, a 901 steals. We should just call him the thief. That's amazing.
I will count you down, Vince, because it's not something that has been done a lot before. So after Chris Ross, the next one on the list with 902 steals is Dindo Pomaret. All right, and then after that, Sonny Jaworski has 937. Bernie Fabiosa has 1,235. I'll make you guess top 2 in terms of steals.
I can see it already, sorry.
It's Ramon Fernandez and Johnny Abarientos, as we thank our lead statistician, Fidel Mangonon, for giving us that list. Ramon Fernandez, I mean, a center with 1,302 steals. Well, just amazing numbers for the big man.
It is amazing, and aside from the elegant shot, you have the elegant steal as well. You do it without you even knowing about it.
You know, it's not the surprise that Johnny A is on top of the list, because we were talking about him actually and his ability to get steals, even against big men after they pick up the rebound.
You know, he's getting steals up to now, but he's living it through Gio Halalo and then Mark Baroka and those guys. He's taught them a lot of the things he knows. Almost a steal by Mikey Williams, but you got to be a lot stronger than that to foil attempts by the Kraken inside.
Vince, in terms of adjustments, what do you want to see from TNT here in the third quarter?
Just got to refocus and just be very deliberate. Don't take bad shots. and really get back on defense better than they did, because I think they fell in love too much with the outside shot in the first half, and they really had a tough time doing anything inside it. Once again, look at the Kraken looking in fine form.
Mikey Williams open for three. Momentarily, nothing there as Chris Ross picks up another rebound. Ross cross-court pass. Lassiter for three.
Wow.
Textbook SMB.
So you got two options if you're Ross. Do I send it to my 7-footer who's pretty wide open in the middle of the lane, or do I send it to the other side of the court for one of the premier shooters in Lassiter? He elected for the second. Wise decision.
And you can go wrong either way, actually.
Either way.
Kelly Williams misses from deep. Fajardo with a rebound. Chris Ross with a very Chris Ross stat line right now. 0 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 0 turnovers, 6 steals.
You know, I always tell that to people too. You don't always have to score to make a huge impact. He hasn't scored a point, but tell me, has he made a big impact? Absolutely, in this game.
Another, nice defensive play there coming from Chris Ross. Terence Romeo ahead. Say goodbye.
Breakaway. Once again, San Miguel taking advantage of a turnover on one side. They turn that into gold on the other.
And just like that, they force another timeout against the TNT. Tropang Giga. Terence Romeo up ahead. Brian Ruela could not chase him down. This timeout's brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Back to an even 20-point lead for the Beermen against TNT. Terence Romeo, for him, it's his time to shine. After missing a couple of games due to an injury, to a knee injury, Romeo is back in a big way for the San Miguel Beermen. Led them in scoring in their loss against the Terra Firma Jeep. Now with a dozen points, efficient, 6 of 11 from the field in this game against his former teammates at TNT.
Really leading by example, both on offense and defense, spurring San Miguel to a great start in their bid to get this first win against the undefeated TNT. Just 7-0 start for them until that shot by that man.
Good play off a timeout coming from Coach Chot Reyes. Jason Castro setting up Brian Ruela for that corner pocket three ball. Good read for Kelly Williams, and he'll draw this foul from Lassiter.
Good read there by Kelly Williams. He read the pass to go into the big man, went right around the crack and gets the steal and the foul to boot.
Now, TNT, we all know that they have the firepower to overcome even this huge deficit. But will they play good enough defense on the other side? That is the big question for them right now.
That's a great question, and we will find out for sure. But one thing that I see that they got to stop doing is, silly turnovers, where they just pass it to the wrong area where the guy isn't and stuff like that. They got to take better care of the ball, because when they do that, it's just an obvious 2 points easy for San Miguel on the other side. It's just the way it's been panning out in this game.
Of course, it doesn't help when you have Chris Ross lurking around defensively for SMB.
They got a big mismatch with Ruela and Santos inside.
Good double coming from Ruela, preventing that initial attack from Romeo. Romeo dancing with Kelly Williams, missing there. Look at Fajardo just get that offensive rebound. Extra possession for SMB. Long three for Chris Ross. It's good.
His first points of this ball game, and couldn't have had a better time for him. A long three-pointer for Chris Ross.
And as always, off an offensive rebound, that three-point shot will be open as Rosario comes up empty with his own long attempt from the other side. Good read coming from Jason Castro, but no one stopping Arvin Santos again. The problem is defense, definitely, for TNT.
Gotta make stops. Can't let the former MVP just have an easy stroll down the middle of the key.
Jason Castro sends it out to Williams, dribbles in closer, kicks it out. Mikey Williams for three, could not get it.
Not yet over. It might be off right now at this juncture, but this is where you learn. You gotta keep grinding, gotta keep going. There'll be days like this. You're tired, you're off, anything can happen. But you should never have an off day, especially on the defensive end. Oh,
good swipe coming from Brian Ruela, giving Ross a dose of his own medicine and scoring off the fast break layup.
There you go, showing signs of life, breathing life back into the Tropang Giga campaign here. Got to keep playing D. You can tell, for me, the easiest tell or sign, if you're a poker guy, is to tell when you see a guy standing up. If you're not deep into your stance, bending your knees, getting your butt low to the ground, then there's something happening. You're tired. And what Ruela's doing right behind, those guys who grab the bottom of their shorts and use that as their crutch to try and get their breath back, that's another sign as well.
That's me after I go 2 flights of stairs.
Wow. Well, must be really long steps. Again, this is great matchups here. Boy, Aram can do nothing but learn, being pitted once again against the Kraken. Junmar Fajardo with 7 points. Not his usual production from inside, but definitely his usual number for rebound. 11 rebounds at this juncture.
No, there are not a lot of players who could say that they can go one-on-one against Junmar Fajardo. And I really believe that JP Aram is one of those very few.
He like I said, he's got the height, got long arms, but Junmar's got him by a bunch of pounds.
Yeah.
And that's pounds of muscle, by the way.
Just a heavy guy, Junmar.
Big dude. The load. Try pushing him out. I mean, we all know how big a lot of these guys are. Kelly Williams is a big dude, but he doesn't look that big next to Junmar.
No one looks big beside Junmar. CJ Perez goes to the other side. What a finish coming from Perez.
Goes to the left, finishes on the right side. Degree of difficulty very high on that one. Nice play by CJ.
New biggest lead of the ball game now for the Beermen at 23 points, 58-35. Beermen just getting anything and everything they want on offense. Tough turnaround jumper. That will not count even if it goes in. As the shot was a little too late coming from JP Aram.
Well, he got it late into the shot clock. Let's look at this once again. Quick move by CJ.
Oh, that's deep.
You got to really stretch out to make that shot. If that was me these days, I'd probably hit the bottom of the rim. No, just kidding. Tough shot. Such a great athlete.
Now the ball will stay with the San Miguel Beermen. No, the offensive woes continue for the TNT Tropang Giga. Only had 10 points in the first quarter. Now we're at the halfway mark of the third, only 5 points.
Again, the ball's just not falling, but like I said, you just got to keep grinding. Keep going. The game is not over until the person with the above ideal body mass index is thingy, I guess.
A good read coming from Arvin Santos with the steal. Marcio Lassiter goes to Terence Romeo for 3. No good. Shot was halfway down, just would not fall through the net as RR Pagoy attacks on the other side. Good extra pass to Kelly Williams. Layup does not bounce in either. These two have had their acquaintances in the
Yeah,
past.
a lot of them. Oh, they're gonna get an 8-second violation.
And you
That
have
could be-
partial credit to the stare down coming from RR Pugoy. It delayed Arwin a bit.
Exactly. It was 1 minute or 1 second, I should say, of just saying, "Hey, I know you.
How are you doing?
How you doing?" I think it would do TNT fine to do a lot of drive, draw, and dish. As you can see, it's really a simple 2-3 or 2-1-2 defense by San Miguel, and the way to do that is to get into the gaps, hit those shots if you can make them.
Good look, decent look for Brian Aruela. Could not knock it down. Nothing going on offense for TNT at this stage.
Almost a backcourt violation there.
TNT shooting at 28% from the field, 14 of 50. Mikey Williams, 3 of 13. Kelly Williams, 0 of 5. RR Pugoy, 0 of 3.
3 seconds. Had to shoot it.
But even with SMB, not making baskets, there's nothing happening on offense for TNT.
Just flat. Bottom line is it's flat. And at this juncture, you would say just give it to, your old dependables, but those guys are tired too.
58-35, a big 23-point bubble in favor of the San Miguel Beermen against the Tropang Giga. We have a timeout. Junmar Fajardo, his first conference back after suffering a leg fracture. It was not the dominant Fajardo that we're used to seeing, but we're sensing that he is slowly gaining strength, slowly going back to that 6-time MVP form.
Well, he's definitely gaining that strength and moving pretty well against Terra Firma. 18 points, 7 out of 14 from the field, 12 rebounds and 3 blocks. Again, we expect the best when it comes to Junmar Fajardo, but again, coming back from that injury, it takes a bit of time to get things going. So slowly gaining strength is Junmar.
In this ball game, he has 8 points, 12 rebounds, 3 steals and a block, three assists as well. You wonder why only 8 points, because he's only taking 4 shots. The offense is running so well with the other guards, with CJ Perez, that he does not need that many looks inside.
Doesn't need to force anything, and those other guys are getting layups. So again, once again, you give him credit. He doesn't force anything, and when these other guys are open, he's easily and readily going to give the ball up to them. Very unselfish.
Arwin Santos just toying with Kip
Yeah,
Dalbo
just
there.
Nifty. Nifty play. Just sort of threw it over his shoulder.
Showing you how comfortable they are right now with this advantage. CJ Perez with a tough angle could not convert. Kip Montalvo. A good move with a layup.
He's played well. Again, I think he's really been an asset on both sides of the court. Could he be the one that gives that extra something to these Tropang Giga to get them back going?
They need the spark right now, TNT.
Ooh. Oh, and look at Mo trying to walk over Dave as well. Kind of necessary. Possibly going to get called for something there.
It's tough to believe that
he could
someone like Dave Marcelo would go down off that kind of bump.
Yeah.
And that may be why the referees did not bite on it. Juan Pesumal loses the ball as Alejandro takes it away. Quickly forward now to Kip Montalvo. Montalvo travels.
Traveling.
Again,
Ugly possessions here for
yeah,
TNT.
it's just
Batman Manila for Owen Santos.
mental errors
Chris Ross for Terrence
there.
Romeo.
It's tough. Again, these guys are getting pushed to the limit. Like I said, limited time to recover. Very, very hard-fought game against a wonderful team, Magnolia, the other day. So they're not 100%.
Basket counts for Mo Tautua.
Strong move once again for Mo Tautua
Foul is on number 22, Dave Marcelo.
as Marcelo is whistled for the foul. You know, Mo Tautua has not gotten a lot of touches, but when he does, good things usually happen for him and the Beermen.
He's just a load down there, and once again, he able to get another shot inside with using that left hand, which he's been working on, like you said.
Near steal there for CJ Perez. Alejandro kicks it out. Good extra passes coming from TNT. Alejandro, top of the key three.
Okay.
Finally, some offense coming from TNT.
I would call that a good possession, and those have been a bit rare in recent times for TNT.
Only 10 points in the quarter for the Tropang Giga with less than a minute remaining. Gambalinda almost getting the lucky bounce there. RR Pogoy lost his footing as he was fouled by Pesuman.
That was a slider. That was
Walking foul on number 3, Von
dangerous, actually, that kind of a slip.
Second for the Beermen.
That's where injuries happen. And that's actually, for me, a danger for teams like San Miguel right now, because they're like, okay, we're in the driver's seat, we're up by 24. They might sort of put it in neutral or shift down the gear. You can't do that, because when you start doing those types of things, those are where the injuries start, you know, because you're not playing at your regular speed. So the really incentive for them is just to keep their health and you know, just keep going hard all the time until the game's over.
No, we saw Magnolia come back from 16 down in the third quarter. We saw Meralco come down from 13 down in the final 2 minutes. Phoenix also coming back against Rain or Shine. So we've seen comebacks here in Pampanga. It would be best for SMB to keep that foot on the gas pedal and keep pushing, as this foul will be whistled against CJ Perez.
Pretty violent collision there between DJ going real hard for that offensive glass. So, okay, here's the deal. If you're talking text, you just want to have good possessions. You just want to keep going and make sure you take good shots. No, don't just settle, just say, hey, we're down. I'm just going to try to win it all back in one possession. That's another good possession. So they've had some pretty good possessions towards the later part of this third period. Now they just got to keep doing that and not give up. And you know, when they get shots, they got to make them, and they got to make those stops on defense.
Psychologically, that big 7-0 run for SMB at the start of this quarter was huge for them.
Yeah, for sure. Because it went from a lot
13
to
to
a
20.
lot. Yeah,
30
like,
to 20 something.
yeah. Let's see. If you can make a stop here. I mean, that's oh, almost. I think they'll get the Montalvo for get caught. Fingers caught in the cookie jar once again.
TNT not yet in the penalty though, as that was the final foul they could give up here in the third quarter before giving up free throws. Terence Romeo will draw the double team. Good hands.
6 seconds. They
One
can
more
still make.
chance here. RR Pagoy goes to the middle. The layup won't work. Wasted opportunity there for Pagoy. At the end of the third quarter, it will still be the San Miguel Beermen miles ahead of the TNT Tropang Giga. The score is 64-44 heading into the fourth and final quarter of action. Moala Tautua playing off the bench for the San Miguel Beermen and causing a lot of damage on the interior against the defense of the TNT Tropang. He got 11 points, 5 of 8 shooting from the field, and his effort has led to a 44-10 advantage in points inside the paint for the Beermen in this ball game so far.
Fear the beard on him. That's really a strong gentleman, making great things happen for his team.
20 points down. Again, we've seen weirder things happen. Of course, TNT has the firepower to get back into this ball game. They just need to get into some sort of flow.
Yeah, I agree
in this
with
particular matchup.
Started on defense just like they did right there. Good pass. Montalvo has been, for me, if there was an MVP of their team today,
Yeah.
Montalvo, making good things happen left and right. And again, if I know Coach Chodrias, he's basically telling his guys, first 5 minutes of this fourth quarter, we got to make a run now.
Tautua against Marcelo. Mo wants to go baseline. Extra pass to Pesumal. Dribbles in closer. Kicks it out now to Perez. 3 seconds to shoot. 3-point shot won't work.
Oh, there you go.
Loose ball foul against.
They're gonna, I think it's gonna go against Bam. Oh no. They're gonna call it the other way.
Pogoy?
Loose ball foul, number 16 on
Yep,
Pogoy.
R. Pogoy whistle for the loose ball foul.
Substitution. There's Romeo for Juan Pesumal. Marshall Lassiter.
But I totally agree with you. The next 5 minutes will surely determine the result of this
Yeah.
ball game. If it's still at 20, the final 6 minutes, it would be too tough to overcome,
No.
even for TNT.
Not gonna be an easy thing anyway, but they have to put an extra effort now. See if they can make something good happen. Oh, another offensive board they just gave up.
Good drive coming from CJ Perez as he takes it strong through the hoop. You cannot give SMB multiple looks at the
Yeah.
basket.
Just when you think TNT might be getting something going, there's CJ to just take the wind out of their sails.
Good extra pass. As JJ Alejandro is playing well in the minutes that he's provided here in this ball game.
Quality minutes. And again, Coach Charria is having to go deeper and deeper down the bench there. You guys are playing well though.
5 points in about 8 minutes of action for JJ Alejandro. Good move coming from Tautua.
He's a big boy. Nice spin move for the beard.
Ryan Reyes. And that is a good pass to the corner. R. Pogoy, even with that look, could not knock it down. Fresh 14 though for TNT. Montalvo settles
Shoot
for
it.
3. That's money.
Baller. Kid Montalvo making the best of the time that he's getting on the court. Gonna make Coach Chot think, hey, next time there's another game. Montalvo's reliable. Oh, and he gets a steal almost. He does, he completes it.
Amazing effort coming from Montalvo. He starts this fast break opportunity. JJ Alejandro gets contact, nothing there. Offensive rebound. Putback is good for JJ.
Hey, little mini run for TNT. And don't look now, what was impossible seemingly before is just 15.
And it's the other guys, Skip Montalvo and JJ Alejandro, leading to this timeout from Coach Leo Austria. This timeout is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Taking a look at our current team standings, you can see TNT Tropang Giga still on top of everyone at 6-0. Magnolia right behind them. As we're checking out some of the highlights from CJ Perez in this ball game, you can see the San Miguel Beermen right there. You know, 3-2. It's not an amazing win-loss tally, but they still have a lot of games to play, which means that they can move up the standings rather quickly.
They're going to be tested later. I mean, right now it's Talking Tex whose legs are really getting put to the test, but later San Miguel's going to have to make up those games.
Yep.
And they're going to have some back-to-back situations, 48-hour turnaround games. Not easy.
That's rather unfortunate for TNT. Almost a near steal. Ended up giving a basket to Marcio Lassiter, who ups their lead once again to 17 points, 70-53. RR Pagoy can't get it back on the other side. Marcelo with a second effort draws a foul from Fajardo.
He made the ref make some kind of a call there. He went right into Junmar. Of course, Junmar, I'm sure he feels he didn't foul him much, but there was contact.
Lowered his arms a little bit. The coaches would often tell you, do not give the referees any reason to blow their whistle. If you lower your arms, if you don't stay vertical, there's a chance that they would.
Absolutely.
Arwin Santos for Terrence Romeo. Correction, it's on CJ Perez.
Montalvo goes to the bench. I really thought he played well in just about 20 minutes of action for him, 11 points and a couple steals. So big lift from him for the Tropang Giga.
3 assists, 3 rebounds for Montalvo. Only 2 double-digit scorers for TNT, him and Brian Eruela.
Yeah, who would have thought that one, right?
Yep. Romeo with a cross-court pass. Lassiter sets his feet, misses. Fajardo with the offensive rebound. Junmar with a sneaky pass to Arwin Santos, who could not complete the layup.
Everything but the shot. It looked like Arwin just kind of leaned into the shooting. That not your prototypical regular shot from Arwin Santos.
JJ Alejandro. His pass is tapped out by the defensive Lassiter.
9.8 seconds on the shot clock.
Still a lot of time remaining on the shot clock for the Tropang Giga. At least some life on offense for TNT. Alejandro attacks the banker, no good.
Right idea, just wasn't able to convert. 16 points, again, still not impossible. A lot of time, almost 8 minutes. San Miguel can't afford to just take their foot off the gas either.
Arwin Santos picks it up, misses. The ball will stay, according to our referee, with SMB. Seven and a half remaining in the fourth quarter. As Marcio Lassiter will be heading to the line for 2. If you missed our first game, first of all, we feel bad for you for missing that.
It's your loss.
Amazing ball game. Second result was a 2 OT win for Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots against the NLEX Road Warriors. So many heroes in that ball game, especially for Magnolia, who ended up picking up the victory. In the first overtime, Aris Jonicio, the sophomore, tied the ball game with a 3-point shot and had the opportunity to win it twice, but he missed from the free throw line, missed the putback attempt. But I'm sure they don't mind, as they ended up picking the win
They got
in double
the
overtime anyway.
Come second overtime, it was Ian Sangalang's turn to take over, and he really fired up gangbusters inside.
But our best player for that ball game was Calvin Abueva with another outstanding all-around performance for the Magnolia Hotshots. Meanwhile, in this ball game, RR Pogoy trying to pick up a steal here after scoring on a basket. 10 seconds remaining in the shot clock for SMB. Romeo with a nice entry pass.
Oh, Dave
Pardo was
Marcelo.
blocked by Marcelo.
What a block.
Alejandro goes to Eruela. The three-point shot. It's nothing.
There's an open window somewhere. But, you know, the shot was online. But again, you just have to wonder about the legs. The legs are what, you know, you use for either, you know, if it's going to be long or short.
Terence dancing against Troy. Steps back for the jumper. Hits the side of the backboard. And the Beermen will run out of time.
Because of the fact it didn't hit the rim, there's no reset on the shot clock.
But sometimes, you know, Terence Romeo will do that. He will try to break his man down one-on-one, and it's something that Coach Leo Austria will allow him to do from time to time.
I don't think there's anybody better at breaking somebody down one-on-one than that guy, T. Rome.
Our Pagoy missing on that banker that time around. 71 to 56.
Boy, he's going to have to work on making those shots. He's taken a lot and missed a lot. He's kind of a high volume guy today.
2 of 9 from the field for R.R. Pagoy. Williams again 3 of 13. Have not seen a lot of Mikey in this contest, at least here in the second half.
Let's see if they can push us and get a score.
That's a nice make from R.R. Pagoy. Nice. Unfortunately for him, he had a toe on the line, only a long 2 for R.R.
That would have been his first three-pointer as well of the ball game, but you know, it's a good sign. If you can get the Pagoy going, he's a rhythm guy. He doesn't score like just, you know, one and done. He scores in bunches.
Look, this is not a bad place to be at if you're TNT down by 13. You have a fresh Mikey Williams on the bench. You have a fresh Jason Castro on the bench. So if you get a couple of stops here and then get those players back on the floor, it could change still.
It could definitely change. And then if you get Pagoy shooting shots like this, that'll be a huge difference for them. And Montalvo also making sunshine from the bench as well.
Now all of a sudden it's SMB struggling to put points on the board. Only 7 points in the quarter so far for the Beermen. 14 already for the Tropang Giga. Only 8 points for Pagoy, 3 of 10 from the field.
Good things really happen that I've seen today, especially when you get this Oruela Montalvo lineup. Let's just see if that continues. Almost got him into a turnover. They were trying to do the double team of Terence Romeo just past half court.
But the defense of TNT forcing the San Miguel Beermen to burn a timeout. Only a 13-point lead for SMB. Still 5 minutes and 35 remaining in this ballgame. Another look at our team standings. TNT still trying to stay undefeated. They're down by 13. You can see the wife of Marcio Lassiter, some of the kids as well.
Watching virtually.
Saying hi to Marcio. At least from the stands. It's something, you know, it inspires you to play harder because you can see why you're actually playing.
Ooh, Montalvo and Romeo with some color down there. Romeo went right at Montalvo. Montalvo tried to play defense. And Terence was like, what are you doing? No one plays defense on me, buddy.
But a good counter coming from the TNT Tropang Giga.
Once again, what a pullback. creates the separation, gets that spot, lifts it up, and he's just right in the face of Montalvo, trying to draw the charge. A little dramatic.
But you love the effort coming from Montalvo.
Oh yeah, he's hard-nosed. I love the way he's playing, to be honest with you today. He's really giving his team a lift on offense and really works hard on defense. What more could you ask for?
Tried to swipe the ball down low, and then when he did not get it, still tried to challenge, but Terence Romeo just too good.
Yeah, he's
Just too smooth with that jumper.
that is, after all, Terence Romeo. So. Picking up full court. See if they can get a steal. So close. But at least they're going to push San Miguel to go deeper into the shot clock before they can get into their offense.
Romeo, another jumper, good again. He is in that zone.
So many weapons for this San Miguel team, and that guy's right up there with the best of the best.
Fouls out number 7, Terrence Romeo.
Romeo still talking to Montalvo.
Romeo called for this personal foul as Skip Montalvo is all smiles, enjoying this matchup. 75-59, a 16-point lead for the San Miguel Beermen. TNT still putting in the effort to try and come back into this ball game, but it has been difficult with the wealth of options on offense for the San Miguel Beermen, including this primetime shooter named Marcio Lassiter.
He's just been all over the place and really making good on all of the plays that he's had from the outside and inside. So such a triple threat for the San Miguel Beermen. Marcio is really one of the premier gunners in this league.
But TNT still in this, still competing.
And that's what you want if you're Coach Schott. Compete until you can't compete anymore.
The biggest lead of the ball game was 27 points for the San Miguel Beermen, down to 14. So 4:20 remaining. Arwin Santos from deep. Oh, almost, but not quite.
So close. That did like 2 loop-de-loops around the rim before popping out.
Have not seen Mikey Williams or Jason Castro in a while for the Tropang Giga, as Coach Chot Reyes has banked on the players who put in a lot of effort, especially on the defensive end. Arwin Santos, another look from the outside, nothing there. Perez with the offensive rebound. Marcio will dribble out of trouble and send the ball to Romeo against Montalvo. Terence Romeo gets a switch. Cross-court pass to CJ. 1 second remaining. That's a turnover against the Beermen.
Not the ideal scenario for that set for San Miguel, but at least they got an offensive rebound, able to use a little more game and shot clock as well. The time is the problem of Talking Tex now. They're just really starting to play a lot better, but it's not a lot of time left in this ball game.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Troy Rosario.
Sorry,
it was
miss.
right there. Great creation coming from JP Eram.
And you can't afford to miss chippies against a quality team like San Miguel. The easy ones, they better be 100%. You can't be missing easy shots like that.
Marcio misses from the other side. As the ball will stay with the Beermen.
It's hilarious to listen when it's a, who touched it last situation, how both teams are so loud. Either way, whoever's ball it is.
Crush 14 on the shot clock for the Beermen. Romeo goes to Marcio, open for three. That is a big shot coming from Marcio.
Marcio Lassiter, who is the highest scorer in this ball game for them anyways with 16, now has 19 points to go with his 5 boards and 3 assists.
Good drive for Kib Montalvo. Still putting in the effort, still competing in this ball game. TNT Tropang Giga took a 2-0 lead and then an 18-0 run for the San Miguel Beermen in the first quarter. Pretty much set the tone for this entire ball game.
Definitely. You don't start a ball game down by 16 in the first few minutes. Look at that wonderfully athletic play by CJ Perez, keeping the ball alive. And that's the problem that he created for Talking Texas. Now they got the ball back with a fresh, shot clock.
Tough angle coming from Marcio, but then they get another opportunity. So many chances for the San Miguel Beermen, just dominating the rebounding battle. It's 63 rebounds to 37 in favor of SMB.
Huge disparity. And the points in the paint, look at this, 50-18 in favor of San Miguel.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's been a pretty good ball game inside the shaded lane for the Beermen. Uh-oh, wide open. Too open. CJ Perez with his 13th point in this ball game to go with 6 boards and 1 assist.
Miscommunication on defense for the Tropang Giga leads to that corner pocket 3 ball for CJ Perez. Brian Mendoza gets 2 points back. But again, you just have to go back to that start for the San Miguel Beermen, and that space, that separation was all they needed, because they knew they were good enough to contend against a team as good as TNT as well.
And that kind of goes back to an interview that I heard Coach Chad Reyes give, that he just wants his team to play 48 minutes of competitive basketball, and they still haven't gotten that up to now. Most of the other times it's been like towards the end of the game they have a let off, or they kind of let off the gas there. Today they didn't start well, so it's part of the learning. It's at least they're finishing well. They have a much better fourth quarter than their first quarter, that's for sure.
Against Meralco, they just exploded on offense in the first half, had a bad stretch in the third quarter as well, but then rebounded to pick up the victory against the Blackwater Bossing. They did not play well in the first half, as admitted by Coach Chot.
So far, San Miguel has won every quarter, if you break it down by that. But so far, Talking Texas actually up 21-15 over San Miguel in this particular quarter, the fourth period. So that's an encouraging sign, I guess.
And for TNT, even if you are only a minute and change away from losing your undefeated record, you're still the #1 team in the league, and you will still be ahead at 6-1. Still one of the favorites to grab one of those top 2 spots heading into the end stage of our elimination round.
And I'm just gonna guess, but I'm pretty much sure Coach Chad Reyes really could care less if they're undefeated or not, as long as they play well and they get to that final and hopefully win the championship. Sometimes being undefeated actually puts extra pressure on you that you don't want.
I remember that Commissioner's Cup undefeated streak of TNT, where they just looked impossible to beat until they reached the finals against San Mig Coffee.
No bueno. What really matters is the championships.
And for TNT, it might be a bitter pill to swallow, but it's a loss that you can take at this stage, because you've already invested with 6 early victories in the conference.
You did, and they've proven they can, play with the best of them. Obviously, overcoming that really tough game of theirs versus Magnolia, not an easy win for them. But it's also something they got to look at now, because these types of games will continue. So they're going to have to figure out how to get in better shape, how to recover faster from tough games.
Yep, I think they would still have to put points on the board if you're TNT, because you never know if you
Quotient.
end up you end up even
Yeah.
on the win-loss tally with the San Miguel Beermen. This could hurt you a lot more than just a loss in your tally. Your final score for this game, 83-67, just utter domination coming from the San Miguel Beermen as they deal the TNT Tropang Giga their first loss of your Honda PBA Philippine Cup 2021 all-around effort, buzzer to buzzer. It was all SMB.
Definitely. So many guys contributed to this win as well. Terrence Romeo with 16 points. Lassiter with 19. Just a lot of guys coming to play. Tautua had his spots. Perez had his spots. And of course, we can never forget the Kraken.
But it is Terrence Romeo who is our next level player of the game with 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. And it's brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. 2 games into his return, Terrence Romeo once again shows that he did not miss a beat and he is back to 100% capacity for SMB.
That's a great sign. If you're a Beermen fan, to know that you got T-Rome at a full head of steam, that's a good sign.
San Miguel Beermen will now move up the rankings 4-2, right behind our leaders. TNT at 6-1, Magnolia right behind them. Meralco will not be seeing action this week. San Miguel at 4-2. They will come back for another ball game next Friday as they will engage against Barangay Ginebra San Miguel for what should be a very entertaining battle as we're just waiting for our winning coach and our player of the game.
Ngayon, si San Miguel Beermen Head Coach Leo Ostria at ang ating best player of the game, si Terrence Romeo. Congratulations po, Coach. Congratulations, Terrence.
Salamat, maraming salamat.
Terrence, you came back ngayon, naglaro ka na after a long while from injury. How does it feel?
Unang-una nagpapasalamat ako kay God kasi short lang yung time na makarecover ako tapos nabibless ako na makabalik slowly sa dati kong game. So, and thankful din ako sa mga teammates ko. Masaya na nakabalik ulit ako.
Coach Leo, after your heartbreaking loss sa Terra Firma, ano po yung ginawa nyo ngayon? Kasi from the start talagang nag-push po kayo, tas hindi nyo na po tinigilan.
Well, I think that loss is a wake-up call para sa amin. And it happens na kalaban namin ngayon is TNT. And then it is a big game for us. And I'm so thankful with this player because yung sense of urgency na andin yun eh. And then another thing, I would like to congratulate Terrence dahil ito yung first win niya dito sa season na ito. Kasi yung tatlong panalo, wala siya forced injury. But I'm happy for him dahil nung bumalik siya, alam naman natin, he could score a lot and then he could help the team a lot. And ako naniniwala na meron palang tinatawag na law of average. I think that's the reason why nanalo kami against this TNT dahil alam naman natin na TNT talagang played really well. A very cohesive team, a very organized, and they are on a mission But unfortunately, yung mga players ko, they have something in mind and they want to win. That's the that's the thing If you want to win, talagang almost 100% mananalo ka.
Coach, unti-unti pong bumabalik yung MVP form ni Junmar Fajardo. Gaano ka-importante po yung suporta ng team at saka yung suporta ng teammates niya sa kanya?
Well, ever since naman nangyaring incident na yon, talagang lahat ng mga teammates niya, management, kaibigan, full support para sa kanya. And natutuwa ako dahil sumama siya dito sa bubble. Because before going to Pampanga, we don't know what his decision is. I'm happy for his advisor dahil binigyan siya ng lakas ng loob na sumama. And I'm happy for him after nung few days namin magkakasama dito. With the help of his teammates, nagkaroon kami ng get-together. And that's the time nakita ko ulit si Junmar na tumawa. And talagang makikita mo na slowly getting back to his physical conditioning. And the most important thing ay yung mental. But siyempre, it's not that easy. But I know Junmar, marirealize naman niya na talagang he has to move on. But it's not that easy. Yun ang sinasabi ko. But the whole team, the management, especially RSA, he keeps on supporting each and every one of the players, especially of what happened on Junmar.
Okay, Coach. Now we turn you over po sa ating press friends. First up is Mr. Ruben Terrado.
Afternoon po. Question po kay Terence. Terence, medyo matagal ka ring nawala. Wala ka nung bubble, na-injured ka tapos medyo nagkaroon ka ng konting injury nitong conference. Gaano ka ka-motivated na magpakitang gilas ngayon na para makatulong sa San Miguel?
Actually, same mentality lang. Gagawin ko yung best ko. Kung paano makakatulong sa team, kung paano yung paraan na alam ko makakatulong sa team. Yun nga, last bubble hindi ako nakapaglaro. Isa't kalahati lang yung game ko, tapos ngayong bubble naman, hindi ko pa natapos yung isang laro. So, ganun talaga, kailangan ko lang maging matatag, tsaka kailangan mas maging masipag ako pag may mga ganung pangyayari para ma-overcome ko. Alam ko naman na pag na-overcome ko yun, kaya ko magtuloy-tuloy sa awa tulong ng Diyos.
Our highlights for this ballgame brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. It was 2-0 for TNT, and then it was all SMB from that point on in the first quarter. 18-0 blast for the San Miguel Beermen as they took complete command of this ballgame. A meek reply here coming from JP Eram, but that was all TNT mustered. You know, some replies, but never really got into the groove of things in this ballgame.
It was never a sustained thing where it would happen often. It was kind of like here and there. That's why San Miguel just pouncing and jumping out to that big 14-point lead.
More of the same in the second quarter, although TNT did actually well on offense, doubling up on what was their output in the first quarter thanks to, you know, their effort on the offensive rebounds, getting second chance opportunities. Mikey Williams hitting one of his rare baskets in this ballgame.
You know, he's coming off of a really tough game, like we said, where he was going against some of the better guards in this league. So again, this is a growing experience for him.
At the end of the first half, it was actually a tight ball game. I mean, it started to look better for TNT with effort coming from Troy Rosario scoring on baskets inside. Only a 13-point deficit, but all of a sudden, at the start of the third quarter, SMB caught fire again.
This is where they went off on a run. That guy, Lassiter, was on a tear. He ended up this ball game with 19 points, and he really opened up things for guys like CJ Perez to go driving in and doing what he does best, all that slight artistry and craftiness inside.
Bo Tautua also doing a lot of damage as Tautua and Perez both finished with 13 points off the bench for the San Miguel Beermen to support Lassiter's 19 and Romeo 16. Chris Ross having another all-around tremendous performance. 3 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 6 steals for Ross.
6 steals.
As
He made it happen.
Only the, I think, 6th player to reach 900 steals in their PBA careers.
Just a great performance by Ross. Even if he didn't score that much defensively, he was a beast.
He joins Johnny Abarrientos, Ramon Fernandez, Bernie Fabiosa, Sonny Jaworski, and the Bullet Dindo Pumaren as the only players in the entire history of the PBA to reach 900 steals.
The Thief made it happen. Chris Ross, congratulations on that tremendous award.
Another feather in its cap, and of course, the big win for the San Miguel Beermen. Now a 4-2 win-loss tally as they deal TNT their first loss. Up next, we have the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters going up against Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. Stick with us here on PBA Rush.